Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my most favorite television series of all time, Stranger Things.
Wow! Wow! Guys, I really think we should turn back.
Did you guys hear that? That's not Will.
Okay, now, right off the bat, I know that this show isn't exactly still relative, it's not really new, and the fourth season has been postponed a little bit because of the whole coronavirus situation, the pandemic, which is very understandable, although I am craving so badly the fourth season, and it's been a while since I've watched the show. The first 3 seasons, I actually binge watched them in one sitting, which is kind of what I do with TV shows in general, And the first season was really interesting, let's give you a little synopsis of sorts, It takes place in this this little town called Hawkins, Indiana, where a little kid called Will Byers disappears into thin air with no trace, nothing left behind, and then the people start to investigate what's going on. And little by little, as time goes by, the investigation starts unraveling some really bigger mysteries, And there are things, not everything is what it seems in this series, Then we get introduced to 11, which is a mysterious little girl with mind powers who does really crazy and scary things, And it's really cool because the entire series is set in the 1980s, and in case you guys don't know, I am in love with 80s culture, Some of my favorite movies are from back in the 80s, like the Karate Kid franchise, the Back to the Future franchise, and all those kinds of things, and some really classic horror movies as well. Now, I really love 80s culture in general, and because of that, I think that this series really hit me on a deep personal level, because it felt nostalgic but modern at the same time. Kind of like Cobra Kai, that TV show about the Karate Kid 30 years down the line. And I think that it was really interesting how they managed to take modern technology and make it look dated like in the 80s, the hairstyles, the outfits, and the cars, the music, everything felt very 80s, the entire atmosphere. And the story is very intricate. It's really nicely woven, and I think it's really cool how everything sort of connects, everything pieces itself together in one way or another. And in general, Stranger Things, it really lives up to its name, The things in the town are very strange, very weird, and they just start to get weirder and weirder as time goes on, And by the time the second season rolls around, everything feels like it's, once they figure something out, something else happens, It's like everything gets bigger and bigger. The character dynamics are really cool. I love the connections that everyone forms, the interactions, and the relationships that they have with one another, And of course, the Goon Squad, the main protagonists, the 4 little boys. We've got, forgot some of their names, but there's Will, then there's Dustin, then there's Mike, and then there's the dude with the weird teeth, lip, mouth thingy. No, that's Dustin. Oh yeah, the other dude is Lucas, the black kid. Okay, so and then as time goes on, we have more people getting added to the group, And when 11 comes in, that's when things get really interesting. There's sort of a little connection with her and Mike. They start romancing, but that's further down the line in season 3. Now we start to get a few little hints about things that are to come. Like for example, I think it was called the Upside Down. The further is from Insidious. What's up with the barking dog all of a sudden? Is he in the Upside Down? So then there's the Mind Flayer, the whole monster thing that's coming in and trying to wreak havoc. And as the series goes on, we get to see that the Upside Down and the regular world are sort of kind of interconnected in ways we couldn't imagine, They are right there. It's kind of like an alternate reality within the same plane of existence, but sort of like inverted, And Will gets trapped there. He comes back, but he's sort of like possessed later on. And then when season 3 comes around, that's when things get thrown into fever pitch levels of crazy, And we see a lot of different things, And we see how, what I really like about this show, the thing that I most enjoy is how things slowly start to build up, Like you can make connections to things that happen in the first season by the time you're in season 3, There were a lot of nods, and there are a lot of Easter eggs too, Things that sort of give you hints about what's to come, which is what I love when it comes to TV shows and movies. You know, I like things that make me think. Nothing too confusing like that German show Dark, for example. That's too much. Or the movie Inception. But I still like things that make me, you know, try to think deeply and understand what exactly is going on, you know? I think the characters are very, very relatable. They're very likable. I really pretty much love everyone, even the people who are supposed to be the antagonists, you know, even in the 3rd season where we had, oh, it's been a long time. I'm so sorry. I forgot his name, okay? But I'm going to put the character's name here. It is the older brother of that redheaded girl in season 3 whose name I also forgot. Wow. I'm not gonna cheat and use Wikipedia. I'm just gonna fix it here in post. But anyway, so at a key moment, and this girl starts dating Lucas. In season 3, everyone has their hormones are pretty much, you know, really crazy. You know, everyone is older now. They're teenagers, and it's kind of funny because there's almost like a Harry Potter-esque vibe where you see the cast grow up. You know, they start off as little kids and slowly grow into teenagers. And I don't know how much longer this series is gonna go on for. I don't know if they're actually going to stop in season 4 or if there's gonna be a season 5, but we're definitely going to see the characters grow a lot more, the actors and the actresses, right? I think her name is Millie Bobby Brown or something of the sort, you know, the girl who plays 11, and she's really, really beautiful, and she's English, you know. It's weird. What's up with, are there not enough actors and actresses in the United States for people to, like, why do you keep going to England to bring in, you know, people to be in your TV shows? It's the same thing with 13 Reasons Why, the main actress who played Hannah Baker. But anyway, whatever. I think that the cast was very well chosen. Everyone was very well put in their places, and everyone has everyone contributes to the story. There are really cool dynamics between the characters, and you get introduced to new ones at the exactly perfect time, you know, when everything is appropriate. And then, oh, I think his name is Billy. I think it's Billy, the dude who I was trying to remember, who gets possessed in season 3. He's kind of like a douche, you know. He's not really likable with everyone else, you know, and he eventually becomes the primary antagonist because one of the creatures takes over him. He gets possessed and he literally becomes one of them, you know. And even then, he's likable. I think he's really nice, but probably the actor's fault. The actor did a really good job portraying him. So, you know, sometimes I take the actual performances more than the actual characters themselves, you know. And we see that this character in particular has problems at home. His dad really bullies him a lot, and kind of it's kind of like a dictatorship, you know. He's very authoritarian, you know. So it kind of shows why he's such a bully to his younger stepsister, you know. And he really embodies the whole 80s badass bad boy thing, you know, where he goes around driving and picking up girls, you know, that kind of thing. And I really think that he was really well fleshed out. I actually wanted there to be more of him, you know. And spoiler alert, he dies in the end of season 3. And I did not want him to. I wanted him to sort of redeem himself a little bit more with Max. I remembered her name. Her name was Max. Maxine, which was the little younger sister of his. And her nickname is Max, and she becomes friends with everyone. Yeah, now I remember. So now I don't have to fix it in post. Okay, cool. So anyway, I think that there's also a very, very kind of like an estranged relationship between Joyce, which is Will Byers' mother, you know, Joyce Byers, and Sheriff Jim, you know, the sheriff's name is Jim, and he is a very complicated man. He lost his child a few years ago before the show started. You know, he was married, then I guess he got divorced, or maybe his wife died too, I don't remember. But he starts to form a relationship with Joyce, who's also single. I don't know if it's because she's widowed, or probably is. She starts dating this really, really nice guy named Bob, who unfortunately dies in, I think, season 2, and then she and Jim sort of kind of like have a relationship, and they start to rekindle it as the series goes on, and eventually they end up together. And at the end of season 3, we see that Jim sort of kind of died. You know, it is shown that he passed away. He perished in an explosion inside the laboratory. But then the season 4 teaser shows that he's actually alive somewhere in, I don't know, Russia, Alaska, I don't know. I have no idea how he survived, but it's a TV show. I don't think they're going to kill off like main characters just yet, you know. I'm really curious about season 4. I really want to see what happens, you know, to everyone, and how this whole upside down thingy is going to connect, you know, because I don't think the monsters are dead yet. I think they're actually still out there, right under our feet, in the upside down. Now, MatPat, you know, who works over on Film Theory, is one of my favorite YouTube channels ever. He's actually done a few videos regarding this. Whoop, my timer almost turned off there. He actually did a few videos, I think, but my favorite one is this one here that I'm gonna leave here, which is that 11 is one of the monsters. You know, she's actually kind of connected to them, or she is them in the other reality, because there's a scene in season 1 where she reaches out with her hand and the creature does the same. It's like a mirrored image, you know. And very, very good theory, very, very, very good video. I really like it a lot, you know. I think that some of the theories that Matt proposes are actually more like facts, because they're so well done, you know, so well researched, and sometimes they actually make a lot of sense, you know. And yeah, I think that Stranger Things is one of the best shows I've watched while in quarantine. You know, the reason that I didn't put it in my video talking about the top 10 series of all time, the top 10 shows to watch on Netflix, is because at the time of recording that video, I still hadn't watched Stranger Things, you know. So yeah, and every time I come here to talk about TV shows, it's not like I'm exactly reviewing them, you know. I was actually considering creating a new block called Chazzy's TV Reviews or something like that, but because I already have movie reviews specifically, I didn't want to have another one. And this isn't really reviewing or discussing, it's more like just talking about it, you know, and saying what I think about it, you know. It's not really giving it a rating or reviewing. So I think that talking about TV shows, depending on how I talk about them, is always going to be in the mixer tab. So, you know, yeah, I think I really like it a lot. And I may come here occasionally to talk smack about a TV show if I happen to watch one that I don't like. And I've seen quite a few that I haven't gotten attached to, like the German TV show Dark. But yeah, I'm sorry if this debate wasn't really too detailed. It's because it's been a while since I've watched this show, but I still wanted to record a video talking about it, you know. And hopefully some of you guys who have seen the show and also liked it will want to you know, drop a comment or two and tell me what you thought about it, and maybe we can have a little discussion, you know. That'd be really cool. I like talking about the shows that I like. But in general, yeah, you know, Stranger Things, I'm really pumped for season 4. I'll probably at one point watch the first 3 seasons again, you know, just because I want to, you know, and to remember what happened. And then I'll kind of be ready for season 4, you know. And a lot of really cool things happen, you know. I really love the atmosphere, the aesthetic, the dialogues that feel very natural. Even if the children are kind of a little cringy sometimes, the things that they say, especially the romance between Mike and 11. It starts off a little wonky because it's too innocent, they're kids, but then when they're teenagers in season 3, things start to steam up a little bit, you know. But yeah, very cool. I like how the characters all try really hard to help 11 sort of like implement herself. Her real name is Jane, by the way. She actually has a birth name, which is Jane. You know, we actually get to see her mother in a wheelchair with mental problems in a few episodes. And I think that it's really nice how everyone tries to help her sort of become a little more normal, you know. She started off the show as an awkward, silent girl who was bald, and then her hair started to grow and she started to learn more words and speak a little more, you know. And by the end of season 3, she's almost like a normal kid, you know. She's even dating Mike, you know. It's really cool. And there's kind of like a father-daughter dynamic between her and Sheriff Jim, you know. So it's really nice, very nice show. A lot of really tight, intricate layers, and I love it so much. Okay, and that's really all I can say. And stick around for more TV shows. I've watched a lot of shows during quarantine, and I'm gonna talk about all of them here on my channel. So there's that to look forward to. But until then, this is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.
Do you really think it was a coincidence that we found her at the same place where Will disappeared?
Something is going on here!
What the hell?
She knows about Will.
Is there any way that you could reach him?
Yes.
What if this whole time I've been looking for Will? I've been chasing after something else?